Okay, so we're working on benches for a project for a local organization, and I can't give the name because I haven't asked their permission. This is what the finished bench is going to look like. I'll insert it right here. So, it's a fairly simple design. We cut the legs out on the plasma cutter. They are 3/8 steel plate, and cut it out real good. Had to spend some time, cleaning off the swath, but swath dross, whatever you want to call it, the slag that's on the bottom of the cut. So we cleaned all that off, and then we cut out the seat, the bench back and the seat, and that's out of 1/8 plate. Excuse me. So we've got the legs cut. Now we're going to cut the seat, which will include the back, the seat itself, and then a kick down at the bottom just to add some rigidity. And that's going to be at a 14 gauge steel. It's all cold rolled. And what we're going to do is get a 4x10 piece. These seats are 60 inches long, 41 inches wide before the bends are made into it. And so we can get 2 seats out of 1 sheet of steel, and we'll have a small piece left over that we can use on later projects. So we're going to cut those out and get them ready to go. We'll go through the same process. We'll cut it on the plasma table, spend time cleaning off the dross, and get them ready to bend. So that's the next step. Okay, here's where the issue comes in. I have a brake, but it bends pretty much 90 degree. I can kind of get a small radius. The other issue is it's only 4 foot. So I'm gonna have to pay someone to bend these. And on the back, I need a 4-inch radius. On the front, I need a 2-inch radius for the kick down at the legs. And I've got a local shop that said they could do it if they can squeeze it in, but I don't know that they're going to be able to do it in the timetable that I've got to get these done, because once they're bent, we've got to weld everything together, and then I've got to clean it again and get it to powder coating. It's bigger than what will fit in my oven, so I'm going to have to take it to a local powder coating shop. So with that in mind, let me show you what we came up with, and then we'll show you how we're bending these. So let me show you that. This is my Frankenstein's monster. It is crazy looking, it's hodgepodge, but I think it's gonna do the job. Let me show you what we've got. So here is our 4-inch radius that we've got. This is a piece of 3.5-inch pipe. It's quarter wall. So that gives me my 4-inch OD that I need for the radius. So our plate of steel will fit in vertically this way. As it slides in, it'll go past this piece of steel, which I have clamped in place. And I'm clamping this in place because I'm gonna have to take this apart at some point. I welded the pipe because it's gonna have the most tension on it, but these are just clamped in place. So this will act as a backstop for when we rotate the piece of metal. It'll keep it from kicking out that way. Now as you come down, you'll see this piece of channel right here, and this is my stop. So when we put the piece of steel in this way, it'll slide down, rest on the angle iron down here. That makes sure that my bend is exactly the same over the entire group of benches. So every bench will be identical to the one that was bent before it. So we've got our stop, we've got our back plate and our bending iron. So now we put the plate in, we can rotate it 90 degrees, and that will give us our radius. Pull it out, bring it over to this side. This is a 2-inch solid piece of round stock. Again, I've got a piece of heavy plate that will act as a backstop. And then if you look right here, I've got a piece of iron there and another piece down here that acts as my depth stop. So slide the piece of steel in, it'll rest on these pieces of angle iron, bend it over the 2-inch round stock, and that gives me my 2-inch radius. So, like I said, it's a Frankenstein's monster, but I think it'll do the job we need. And we've got 6 benches to bend, so let's see how it does. Well, that worked a lot better than I thought it would. I'm ecstatic. The bends were great. We had no problems with it. It did exactly what I needed it to do. It was repeatable. And we bent all 6 of these benches in less than 20 minutes. So, granted, it was 14 gauge. If it was much heavier than that, I think in the video you'll actually see one of the sawhorses kick up. And that's because we're probably at the extent of what we could do with this kind of setup. But it worked, it got the job done, and I didn't have to take it out of house to get it done. We were able to do it here in our shop, and it didn't hold me up for a week. So that's a positive for me. So it's thinking outside the box, trying to figure out what I can do to make this work. And yeah, I'm excited. So now we got to weld all these together and get them cleaned up, get them to the powder coater. I appreciate y'all watching. Thanks for being part of this. God bless. I'll see y'all in the next one.